All right, so let's look at what we have for today. All right, so yesterday we opened with a gap up, and I said inventory was 100% long, so I said I was looking for correction of inventory to fill the gap, RTH gap and this gap to settlement. We got, well, initially it didn't look like we were going to fill because we were trading up here, not much movement, and then we broke below it. The low of the day, the IB, that was the signal to go short, breaking the IB low. And then we hit the targets to the downside, and then we finally closed the gap to settle, and then we bounced a little bit. Now, on the overnight session, what we have is a double distribution, and we're trading kind of like in between value from yesterday and value from Friday. We tried a couple times to get inside value from Friday, but it keeps rejecting. This is telling us that bulls are still in control, even though sellers are trying, because we keep rejecting value from Friday. Remember, this area this area 80 keeps being it's gonna keep being a battle zone, right? Like longs versus shorts. I want to see this 20-day point of control retested. But so for today, I'm gonna be looking to, well, inside value is gonna be kind of choppy. Inventory is about, I don't know, 75 to 80% short. We traded through the settlement a bunch of times back and forth during the overnight session, especially in the early session. And then we came down to this distribution. Now we tried to get above it, and we failed to hold. I mean, we're kind of like in the battle right now. So we gotta see whether we come back into the top distribution and then test above this this low volume node right here, which if it breaks and if we hold above it, this is going to be resistance. So if we hold above this, then we're gonna go for 67.25 and then attempt to break the high from yesterday and then go back into this area, which, remember, I have some, I mentioned this a bunch of times, but this 42 is going to act as resistance, and then if we break above it, the target is 67.50, which is also the call wall, and SPX 6700, which is a pretty big strike. It's been so far. I don't know if that changed yesterday or not, but then if that breaks, if we break above the high from last week, the 67.57, which is a pretty weak high, which, like I mentioned yesterday, then my target to the upside is 67.98 to repair this bullish imbalance. Now, if we accept inside Friday's value, meaning below 6700, I'm gonna be looking for a move. Of course, we need to break the overnight low, but if that happens, then retesting this low volume area, and if that breaks, then a completion of that value area sweep into this 6672, and then from there look for a continuation to retest value area low from the 25th, which ends up coinciding with this high volume node at 66.49, and then from here looking for support at the previous week's low. And Q yesterday was a little stronger. It didn't fill the gap. We attempted to fill it overnight, but we couldn't either. So stronger buyers on NQ, and look how close we got to that previous high yesterday. So same thing. Today I'm going to be looking for whether we accept inside value from yesterday, or we come back into value from Friday. And we still have those pending targets at 25,160 and 25,205. Crude, after breaking higher the other day, it looked above and failed miserably. So I had mentioned these highs. We broke above them. It looked like we were gonna keep rallying. I mentioned this as a target, the yearly view of the 200. We got pretty close, but then we failed to hold. And then once we came back inside, back below these highs, then I was like, that was confirmation that this break wasn't gonna hold. Then I mentioned the target being 63, and because this is a look above and fell, the target should be the low of that range, which we got to during the overnight session, more or less. And now we're gonna be chopping around in this same consolidation area from before. So, and gold made new highs last night and got to 3,900. Like I mentioned yesterday, we saw some profit taking here, so I don't know if this is gonna get back inside this area. Watch this high at 38.25-ish, and see if it holds. If it holds, then we can see higher prices eventually get to that 4,000. If it doesn't, then look for 37.80 and 37.40 support, which if it's broken, we should test this 20-day point of control at right below 37.20. Now, today we have Jolt at 10, US consumer confidence at 10 also. We have Trump making an announcement at 11. We have some Fed speaking at 1:30. But most importantly, today we have end of month and end of quarter flows. We have the JPM raw. So we could see, we have the government shutdown news. So we could see some interesting price action today. So keep that in mind. All right.